Stephen A., do you have a problem with what you saw from Tom Izzo?
Zero. The problem that I have with it is people who have a problem with it. This is ridiculous. I mean, this world, listen, Cottonelle tissue, I need to invest some money in some Cottonelle tissue stock. I'm trying to tell you something right now. As soft as this nation has become, it's really, really annoyed me. And I'm not going to blame movements or anything like that. The culture that we're living in right now, if we keep going on this path, I'm trying to tell you it's going to get to a point where children ain't going to be raised. Children going to be running folks' household. It's ridiculous. The fact of the matter is that Tom Izzo is a coach. You know what you're getting when you go to Michigan State. Now, if he hit the kid, that would be different, even though I was raised in an era where I got slapped upside my head by Clarence Big House. Popped me right upside my head. Yes, he did. Ain't a damn thing I did about it either. And I wouldn't think of doing something about it, okay? That's just the way it goes. Now, that's not to say everybody should do that. And certainly in today's culture, no, that's not going to fly. But yelling at a guy, getting in his face because you were questioning his effort, his hustle, what's the problem? You fiery? You think when Tom Izzo went into that man's house and spoke to his parents and talked about him coming to school, you think they didn't know Tom Izzo's history? You think they didn't know Tom Izzo's background? You think they didn't see Tom Izzo get on other student athletes that he's coached before? And the fact that this is even news is just an embarrassment. So what? He yelled at a player. I'm sorry, you in an arena. It's thousands of people watching. You're going to get in somebody's face. You're going to get their attention. You're going to make sure they're focused. They're not distracted. And if they're too soft to deal with that and they're too soft to deal with you, they had no business coming to Michigan State because there's plenty of places they could have gone to where you could have had a more mild-mannered coach.
Stephen, I'm from the era where if a coach doesn't yell at me, then I got something to be worried about.
That's right.
That means he stopped caring. Exactly. So a coach yelling at me means
believing in you.
Exactly. He believes in me. He cares. What I will say, though, is we sound like we're those old guys right now, don't we? Mm-hmm. Well, I remember back when I used to play. Right. This is how we really... That's not the game anymore.
Right.
That's not what's happening with these kids out here with phones and people's emotions getting the best of them. I'm not saying it makes it right, but my advice would be that's fine for Tom Izzo to do. But some of these other younger coaches, you can't do that. You can't get in faces anymore, not in today's age, because you will get reprimanded. It will not be right, but you will get reprimanded and you will get ridiculed.
That's a chance I'm willing to take.
Okay, I'm just saying. But if you don't have the clout of Tom Izzo, if you're a younger coach trying to come up in the game, you can't do that the same way.
Again, putting your hands on somebody is different. Yelling at a player whose effort you're questioning, that's cause for a reprimand? You don't need to be playing sports. Well, Max, you really, really don't.
Look, the issue really is, was he getting in it? Like, the way it's reported, he had to be restrained by the team, Tom Izzo. What, from yelling at him some more, a little close to him? It wasn't like he was going after him physically. The question is, did Izzo look out of control to you? Not to me quite. He looked stupid, heated, but not out of control. Like, boy, that's unacceptable. Let's be honest about this. The coach is not your friend. The coach is not your peer or your teammate. The coach is an authority figure, and whether or not it's a young coach or an old coach, Jay, I got to tell you, Izzo's explanation was perfect. It's one thing to be outplayed. It's another thing to jog back in a one-and-done tournament. He's holding the kid responsible. Look, this is a problem I have. I have a problem the way we treat college athletes sometimes as though they're professional athletes. Yes, they know what they're signing up for. They're playing in huge arenas, Stephen A., as you mentioned, packed arenas. They're playing in front of millions of people, but they're not professional athletes, and they are still kids, right? So, but this does not cross that line. That's one. Two, I have a problem with the way people view college generally. The idea that college is a vocational school, and obviously in the case of big-time sports it is, right? Preparing you to do what you're going to do for a living. To me, that's what, for most people, that's what graduate school should be. College should be about becoming a more fully formed person, becoming an adult and understanding your world in an important way. And this is part of a student-athlete's experience. It should be. This is part of learning what it is to be responsible, to be reprimanded in front of millions of people if you screwed up and you know what's at stake. I really do not have a problem with what Izzo did here.
Let me follow up with you, Stephen A. I agree with your diagnosis of society. I agree with we've all turned soft and want to be offended by everything, but we don't need four guys agreeing here. And by the way, my role today is to press you. So here's what they are saying today, right? This is what those that disagree with the four of us would say. Izzo looked out of control. he had to be restrained twice by players. They would say, yeah, that's not just yelling at your player, that's not just coaching, that's not just reprimanding. That looked on the edge of out of control. And you say, what to that?
You'll appreciate this answer more than most people will, Kane. Are we consistent with that? Or is it applicable to coaches that we may not like and we let it go with coaches that we do? I've seen Coach K get in somebody's face.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen Coach K yell. We didn't say anything. What does Roy Williams do on the sideline? He's a Hall of Famer, one of the great, great coaches and one of the great people. What do we say about him? Okay? Excuse me, I saw Steve Kerr break clipboards, okay? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Oh, you know, we laugh about it or whatever, as we should, because it's no big deal. The bottom line is this. On too many occasions, we're very, very selective in the level of vitriol or criticism we'll throw in the direction of somebody. If what Jay talked about was very astute from the standpoint that today's generation, even though I disagree, he's saying today's generation, there's certain things that you can't do. And if that were true across the board, we got no issues. The point is it's not true across the board. The point, and you didn't make that point because you was talking about how it's different between Izzo and other coaches. What I'm saying is that if it ain't wrong with Krzyzewski, if it ain't wrong with Izzo, if it ain't wrong with Roy Williams, then it's not wrong with any coach coaching his team, particularly when you highlight the issue. The issue for Izzo was effort. Who gets to sit back and be demure and cool and calm when I'm questioning your effort? What did he say? My bads are out the window. That's one and done. Since NCAA tournament. What are you doing? He's right.